Selamat siang, Mas Adit. Selamat siang, Mas Adit. Ya. Selamat siang, Pak.
Iya, Mas Adit nanti minta tolong untuk Pak Harnek, saya, sama Pak Gaguk dijadikan co-host ya, Mas.
Ya, baik, Pak.
Mau coba dulu itunya, Mas, slide deck-nya Mas Adit.
Ya, Pak.
Mas Adit bisa gladi resik coba dari depan, speak bahasa Inggris ya.
Baik, Pak. Saya coba siapin dulu, Pak. Oke, kita coba dari awal ya, Pak. Ya, tes 1, 2, 3. Baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Forum Excellent BUMN proudly present Global Business Excellence Conversation Session 2. Collaboration with Mr. Harnek Singh with a topic leveraging business excellence in the new norm to strengthen sustainability. Let me introduce myself. My name is Aditya Dananjaya. I'm a secretary of Forum Excellent BUMN. It's wonderful and precious chance for me to be your master of ceremony in this webinar session, Global Business Excellence Conversation, Session 2. Okay, we would like to welcome Mr. Harnek Singh as the speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Harnek Singh, to collaborate with us. And as the moderator is Mr. Dialahuta Balian. And we would like to welcome Mr. Blah 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 from Blah Blah Blah. Itu rencananya nanti untuk apabila ada tamu spesial ya, Pak.
Nanti coba dilihat di itunya ya, di attendees kalau misalnya ada yang daftar nama yang saya lihat ini. Yang pertama itu coba nanti dilihat ada namanya Pak Tran Minh Can. Tran Minh Can ini dari Vietnam National Quality Award. Lalu nanti coba dicek lagi ini dari AMMPI. Ini karena AMMPI ini punya membernya ini ya, APQO. Jadi nanti kita sebutin Pak Suradi ya dari AMMPI. Nanti saya coba cek juga ini, Mas.
Ya.
Sebelum jam 1. Tapi mendingan kalau ada nama-nama itu disapa saja dulu, Mas.
Siap, baik, Pak. Oke, saya lanjut ya, Pak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and welcome to all participants. Thank you so much for joining to this webinar. In order to make this event running well, I would like to give some information about the rules of virtual GLO-BEC. First, use your full name as username in your Zoom account with a format your name _ organization. Example, Aditya _ FEB. And the second is Q&A. If you have any question, please write it down in the Q&A box. You can write in Bahasa. And the third is, please update evaluation link as delivered in chat box, or please capture the link from the next slide by using your camera or mobile phone. So this is evaluation link, speaker evaluation. Please answer the question from this link about the speaker. Before I introduce our moderator who will moderate in today's webinar, I would like to invite Mr. Gaguk Yudiarinto, his secretary team of FEB, to deliver opening speech. So, Mr. Gaguk Yudiarinto, time is yours. Thank you very much, Mr. Gaguk Yudiarinto. And well, I want to introduce our moderator today. This is curriculum vitae of moderator, Mr. Dialahuta Balian from PT Antam Tbk. Education, First Wharton School of Business, Philadelphia, USA, 2019. And the second is Darden School of Business, Washington, D.C., USA, 2019. And Lemhanas, Jakarta, 2018 and 2019. And the current position is Organization Effectiveness Senior Specialist PT Antam TBK, member of Mind ID. And he was joined awarding event like International Global Performance Excellence Award Assessor 2016 to 2019. He has some global experience. First is international speaker on 47 National Quality Control Congress, Pachuca, Mexico, 2019. And the second is international speaker on Global Organizational Excellence Congress, Abu Dhabi, UAE, 2018. And the last is he has organization experience in Ikatan Alumni Program Pengembangan Kepemimpinan Nasional Making Indonesia 4.0 or Lemhanas 2018 until now. And many more experience of Mr. Diala. You can look at the screen. So, Mr. Diala, time is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Adit. Thank you for coming here, Pak Harnek Singh. Mungkin langsung dibuka saja ke ininya, Mas, slide-nya Pak Harnek, CV-nya Pak Harnek. Ya, di sini aja langsung. We are very grateful today Mr. Harnek Singh can be with us today, and he will speak or share his insights regarding the leveraging business excellence in the new norm to strengthen sustainability. Mr. Harnek is immediate past president, Asia Pacific Quality Organization, and past chair of Global Performance Excellence Awards. He retired as Vice President and Director Business Excellence, ST Engineering Ltd. In October 2016, where he was responsible for sustaining relevancy of business excellence and various management system standards within ST Engineering Group. Prior to joining ST Group, he headed the Productivity Development Unit at the Ministry of Defense Headquarters. Mr. Harnek currently chairs the National Quality and Core Process Technical Committee and is member of Quality System Standards Committee, Singapore Standards Council. He also chairs both Nanyang Institute of Management's Academic and Examinations Boards. He is a Singapore Business Excellence Initiative Lead Assessor, a Baldrige Strength and Global Performance Excellence Award Examiner, has led many Singapore Quality Awards, Singapore Quality Class, and Business Excellence Niche Awards, as Service Excellence, Innovations Excellence, People Excellence, and Certifications Assessments. He has also been involved as an international assessor in training national BA assessors and business excellence consultants in Singapore, Sri Lanka, Qatar, Fiji, Philippines, Thailand, Taiwan, Iran, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Mongolia, Malaysia, and is a technical expert for Asia Productivity Organization and UNIDO International Consultant for Business Excellence and Productivity. He was Honorary Secretary, Singapore Productivity Association Governance Council, and now serves as member of the Management Committee. He served on the judging panel for the PS21 Public Sector Transformation Awards, Service Excellence Awards Committee, and is an academician at the International Academy for Quality INC. He is the first of the inaugural Singapore Business Excellence Initiative Gold Jacket in 2015. He was amongst 15 in recognized by Prime Minister for Singapore at 50 for his contribution in November 2015, and as School Advisory Management Committee board member, he was awarded the Service to Education Award 2018 by Ministry of Education Singapore. In 2018, he was best owned the International Sudomo Quality Leadership Award by Indonesia Quality Management Association and was recipient of the EPIKO Harrington or Ishikawa Award 2019. The world is facing an unprecedented challenge in COVID-19. It is a highly complex, uncertain, and fast-moving situations, and increasingly dramatic measures are being adopted by countries around the world to try to minimize impact from the crisis and prepare for turnaround. Forum Excellence BUMN facilitate a virtual global business excellence conversations today to provide our community with deeper understanding of key issues surrounding pandemic control and current countermeasures around the world. Nowadays, we are facing a new norm situation and how state-owned enterprises can be as influencers significantly to create a new norm scenario. So today, Pak Harnek Singh will share to us about Mas Adit, bisa dibuka screen share untuk saya, Mas? Dikasih ini.
Ya, bentar Pak, saya beri akses ya Pak. Oke.
Sudah?
Silakan Pak.
Alright. Today, Mr. Harnek Singh will share insights about leveraging business excellence in the new norm to strengthen sustainability. Okay. Please welcome Mr. Harnek Singh. Time is yours. Ini posisinya presentasi saya yang diminta untuk mengoperasikan ya, Mas?
Ya, baik Pak.
Beliau akan sampaikan ini, nanti kita ikuti aja. Minutes. Nanti ini dinamis ya, pada saat transisi ini udah selesai, stop ya, tanya jawab, nanti open seperti ini, kembali ke Mas Adit, coba, silakan. Okay, thank you very much for your attentions and also contributions. Now, Mas Adit, please continue the session.
Okay. Wow, thank you very much, Mr. Harnek Singh, for the knowledge and insight about leveraging business excellence in the new norm to strengthen sustainability. May it could be useful in our professional career. So, FEB proudly award you an e-certificate and appreciation token. It's a beautiful pen token. Sorry. Okay. This is FEB proudly award you an e-certificate and appreciation token. It's like pen holder to Mr. Harnek Singh, and thank you very much to this wonderful collaboration with us. So hopefully we can run another collaboration in the near future. Thank you very much, Mr. Harnek Singh. So, and for the lucky two participant, we will give you both an internet voucher to you, because in this condition, we all need internet connection for browsing, communicating, online meeting, and many more. So congrats to Mr. Bangun and Mrs. Icha. And we would like to say thank you to all participants to joining our webinar. We will send e-certificate through your email. Well, I just want to remind about evaluation link. Speaker evaluation, please fill some question from this link about the speaker. So last but not least, for your information, to all participants, next event is FEB collaboration with Organizational Excellence Specialists in Canada. This event will be on Monday, 13 July 2020 in Jakarta time, and Sunday, 12 July 2020 in Canada time. So this webinar is with a topic, the real time excellence result for Indonesia. The speaker is Miss Dawn Ringrus. He is principal organizational excellence specialist in Canada. And the moderator is Mr. Dialahuta Balian from PT Antam Tbk. So don't forget to register at this link. You can capture this registration link with your mobile phone, or you can screenshot. And please follow our social media. You can find on Instagram is Forum Excellence BUMN. We will publish some information about our program in the next event. And don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel in Secretariat FEB. The recording webinar today will be published to our YouTube channel. So finally, from the deep of my heart, I do apologize for my mistakes while in presenting this event. Thank you very much for thank you very much for your attention. I'm Aditya Dananjaya. So see you on the next event. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay clean from COVID-19. See you. Bye-bye.
Oke, Mas. Mungkin ini masukan saya, Mas Adit, pada saat presentasinya, pada saat setelah memperkenalkan moderator, nanti Mas Adit take out itunya, slide deck-nya. Nanti saya yang memasukkan itu mungkin ya, sekaligus presentasinya Pak Harnek ya. Jadi mungkin seperti ini. Jadi presentasinya Pak Harnek di depan, langsung dia masuk ke sini mungkin ya, Mas Adit ya.
Baik, Pak.
Jadi pada saat sudah di slide yang yang tadi Mas Adit tunjukkan di saya, itu saya ambil, itu Mas Adit transisi, jadi slide-nya di take out. Nanti saya pembuka dulu ya.
Yap.
Pembuka sekaligus memperkenalkan Pak Harnek Singh, begitu ya?
Ya. Baik, Pak.
Nanti setelah transisi itu selesai, sampai beliau menyampaikan materi, tanya jawab, lalu mengumumkan 2 orang pemenang atau yang beruntung, saya kembalikan ke Mas Adit ya.
Ya. Baik.
Jadi transisinya itu pada saat sudah diperkenalkan moderator, kembali ke saya, nanti tarik itunya, slide deck-nya Mas Adit, saya buka slide deck-nya Harnek, dimulai dari CV-nya. Begitu ya?
Oke, Pak.
Jadi transisinya begitu mungkin.
Yap.
Nanti pada saat Mas Adit mengucapkan selamat datang, welcome, itu mungkin welcome yang pertama itu teman-teman dari Forum Excellent BUMN dulu mungkin ya. Jadi dalam hal ini siapa? Misalnya tadi Pak Gaguk yang akan bicara, berarti Mas Adit sapa dulu Pak Gaguknya sebagai wakil dari Forum Excellent BUMN. Lalu yang kedua menyapa semua yang tadi ya, apakah ada dari organisasi dari luar ya. Mas Bangun nanti bisa tolong dicek nanti ya, misalnya yang dari Vietnam itu, dia jadi datang nggak? Terus nanti Pak Paul Grisel ini kayaknya dini hari di sana, saya tadi coba hubungi, dia kayaknya belum respons ini, mungkin lagi tidur. Tadi pagi jam 7 dia mau datang, mau hadir. Mudah-mudahan nanti bisa datang ya. Nanti kalau misalnya ini ada Pak, namanya Pak Suradi, itu dia Ketua Umum AMMPI, misalnya seperti itu. Lalu kalau ada LPAB, misalnya Pak Halim datang, Pak Halim disapa saja dari LPAB gitu ya, dan juga dari BUMN-BUMN yang ada, yang hadir di sini, peserta dari BUMN. Saya lihat di sini ada institusi pendidikan ya, dari misalnya ada dari Mercusuar ya, Estemik Mercusuar. Bilang aja institusi pendidikan mungkin ya, Mas. Institusi pendidikan dan juga dari BUMN-BUMN di Indonesia. Mas Adit mau coba lagi ininya? Pengantarnya tuh udah cukup?
Saya rasa cukup, Pak. Nanti saya
Cukup
coba.
ya? Oke.
Saya mau rapiin yang tadi ada beberapa kalimat yang skip.
Ini sudah streaming di YouTube langsung ya?
Sudah, Pak. Sudah on di YouTube FEB. Dan
oh iya.
Tadi sudah saya sebar ke grup juga. Kalau untuk ke grup KPKU belum, Pak.
Oh iya, iya. Nanti kalau misalnya sekitar jam 2:15 Mas bangun, pesertanya masih ada potensi untuk ditambah, kita tambah saja mungkin Mas. Dikasih sharing linknya ke grup FEB sama grup KPKU juga nanti kalau masih ada space-nya Mas. Ya Mas Bangun ya.
Iya, Pak.
Ini Pak Harnek sudah datang. Promote to panelist. Pak Harnek dijadikan sebagai ini ya, co-host ya.
Username-nya Pak Harnek ini.
Nah, ini beliau sudah hadir.
Oh ya.
Good afternoon, Mr. Harnek, Pak Harnek. Halo. Good afternoon, Pak Harnek. Welcome to Indonesia, to Jakarta, in webinar. Pak Harnek, the microphone is still off, Pak Harnek. The microphone.
Unmute. Okay. Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's very clear. Thank you, Pak Harnek.
At the back, drop, huh?
Yes. Yeah, the virtual background.
Am
Pak
I,
Harnek,
am I clear enough? Because I'm sitting.
yes, you're clear enough. It's very nice chair, a yellow chair.
On my sofa chair.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
My bed is here. You sleep down here. Is there.
Yeah. Pak Harnek, this is our team. This is the secretary team who help us in monitoring the attendees and also the technical. The master of ceremony is Mr. Adit. He's our master ceremony today. Mr. Bangun will control the attendees. He will notice everyone who is in the attendees room, and also the backup is Miss Icha.
Okay, good, excellent.
And then
everybody there wearing batik, right? Everybody wearing batik.
Yes, I'm wearing.
I'm not wearing batik. Something wrong.
No problem. That's good. That's good.
You just give me 1 minute. I just disappear. I'll come back with the batik. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Harnek. Thank you. Pak Harnek will use batik. Mas Bangun nanti ada 2 temannya Pak Harnek ya, Mas Bangun ya.
Yang itu Pak ya, yang tadi siapa ini?
Namanya Tony, satu lagi
Tony Lu.
satu lagi Pak Singh ya, satu lagi Hardin Singh.
Oh, adanya Pak.
Iya mungkin. Acara akan kita mulai jam 14.00 ya, Mas.
Baik.
Bisa di itu lagi, Mas Bangun di grup FEB, di remind lagi, di sharing linknya. Sama ke grup KPKU aja lah, Mas, ini di sharing linknya. Pak Gaguk mungkin bisa diingatin Mas Bangun atau Mas Adit? Mas Bangun kali ya. Pak Harnek Singh bisa dijadikan co-host, Mas Adit. Siapa tahu beliau akan sharing ini, apa namanya, materi. You look great, Pak Harnek. The microphone is off, still off, Pak Harnek. Microphone.
Okay, unmute. Okay, now you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Wow, a great
Oh,
batik.
okay, batik.
Great batik. Yeah, we have still 20 minutes, Pak Harnek, to
Yes, yes,
start
yes,
and
yeah.
also waiting for the attendees.
Oh, sudah makan tengah hari?
Ya, ya, benar. Sudah Pak. Terima kasih. Bagaimana Pak Harnek, sudah makan tengah hari juga?
Sudah makan. Pagi-pagi sudah makan.
Oh, siap. Ya, ya.
So today all of you going to be a bit busy, eh? You're going to value add to your colleagues.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So this is a FEB program, right?
Yes, this is a Forum Excellent BUMN FEB program.
Yeah.
So we have done this from April, Pak Harnek. April when the pandemic COVID-19 is happened. We have done many webinars and also doing some sharing like this. And we are happy today Pak Harnek can also join us in our FEB.
Thank you for the opportunity also.
Thank you, Pak Harnek.
So you all have your FEB annual award also, right?
Yeah. We have done it.
Award?
Yes, that's right. We have done it by March 2020. We call it BUMN Performance Excellence Award. BUMN Performance Excellence or State-Owned Enterprises Performance Excellence Award. The participants is about 100 organizations.
Wow, very good.
So
I remember when I asked you for some returns about APO, right? APO.
Yes, that's right.
You give me quite a big, significant numbers from Republic of Indonesia.
Oh yeah.
You have the most numbers.
Wow, thank you.
When I look across the other countries, you have the biggest numbers.
Thank you, Pak Harnek.
Yeah, I already told the guys in Japan about Indonesia have been very active.
Yes. Thank you, Pak Harnek. Right now, the situation is different, Pak Harnek, because of pandemic COVID-19. There are a lot of activities about the innovations and also the improvement is still suspended by the management. But this is not the barriers for us to do some improvement in the innovations or business excellence. This is the time to reflect and also how to adapt with the situation, and we hope we can join the APGO next year in Australia. Yeah.
Everybody benefit. Everybody can learn and share with one another.
That's right. This is maybe the grace, the amazing grace of the pandemic COVID-19. Everybody around the world can connect each other by using technology.
The United States is the most impacted now. Brazil.
Yes, that's right. The number one impacted of COVID-19 is in US, and then number 2 is Brazil.
Brazil, yeah, correct. Yeah. From China, they shifted there. Now India is trying to catch up.
Yeah.
India is running, so they got a lot of problems in India.
Yeah.
So they're going to do something.
China is adapt so fast, yeah. They turn
China
around
now
from
Beijing having a bit of issue. Some of the cases are coming up in Beijing.
Beijing,
So, the second curve, how are you going to
second
go?
curve. Okay,
Yeah,
we
correct.
have to anticipate that.
Uh-huh.
In Japan, they will do some vaccination to anticipate the Olympiad 2021. Yeah, so they do the vaccine program. They believe that they can do the Olympiad. So maybe the first country who run the vaccine, Japan.
This, what do you call this? COVID thing is going to be there for at least a few more months before things can actually try to flatten out. So in that time, it's very, very challenging. What we're going
That's
to do.
right.
Very, very challenging.
Right now, the fase in Indonesia is moving from the pandemic COVID to be the new norm situations, and the economics is stimulated by the government. So many company, organizations, and also especially state-owned enterprises right now shift from the COVID situations to the next situations.
True.
And I think that the transportation business like airplane and also the train, the
Aviation,
publics should be moved.
Yeah. Hospitality,
Something like that.
aviation, all are hit badly. Food, no problem.
Yeah.
Food is not a problem.
Food and health, like pharmaceutical, is no problem.
Yeah, they also okay. Pharmaceutical, okay, because a lot of demand.
A lot of demand, that's right.
All the technology companies, all the IT companies, all getting a lot of demand because you need to find solutions to go and digitalize, and they are okay. Technology doing okay.
So the profile of our participants today is from state-owned enterprises, from electricity company, PLN, and also from the banks and like a post company, and also the port industry, port company, the airport management company, also in the Garuda, and many more. So members of Forum Excellent BUMN, their representatives will come today, and we have a friend also, but we hope they can come from Vietnam. He's from, maybe you know, Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan is from Vietnam National Quality Awards.
Okay. He's also participating? Yeah,
he this morning he confirmed that he will come. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for.
Say hello to him. Say hello to him.
Yeah, Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan is very he likes you because he's I think that he got some knowledge experience with you, and he convey the regards for you, Mr.
Vietnam Quality Award is doing quite okay. I think the Vietnam Quality Award administrator, Mr. Kam, is doing a good job. I think they get about 70 over applicants per year, no?
17? Okay.
70, 70.
Yeah? Okay. Wow, it's very big numbers, 70 participants. Great.
So how do you do that? They're very important.
Yeah. In Singapore, they do the assessment also in this year during COVID about
taken a different approach. Singapore taken a different approach. They will not be doing the awards this year. This year they are not doing the awards, but the certification assessment is still going on. So what exactly is going to happen towards the end of the year is something I may not know yet. But I think we'll let the government make a decision.
Yeah.
But what I know right now is this year there are no business excellence awards. That is quite confirmed. In fact, that's confirmed.
All right.
With the COVID situation, it's also very difficult to get applicants and do assessments and all that. Now they do e-assessments.
Oh, e-assessments. Okay.
We already started e-assessments. And it's slightly different because you don't have the face-to-face thing. But of course, the scope and the agenda is still about the same.
Okay, great. So the assessment is going on. It's sustained. It's very, very great movement, Pak Harnek, because right now in Indonesia, we are preparing to go to the e-assessments also.
Yeah, yeah.
But right now it's in the process.
Mm-hmm.
You know that there are about 100 companies, and typically, naturally, the assessment is strictly going to the site or the field, do face-to-face, etc.
This thing about Singapore e-assessment is not open information.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, I have not shared this with anybody.
All right.
I hope we are not yet open to everybody.
Yeah. That's great. That's great.
But I will leave it to the agencies to decide what they want to say and do. I should not be making any comments. I think it's wrong for me to say that.
Okay. Right? Yeah. We take notice about that. Thank you, Mr. Harnek.
My friend, I just share with you.
Thank you, Pak Harnek. Oh, Mr. Herdial is also has joined us. Welcome, Mr. Herdial. He's in the attendees list.
Last when he was in Abu Dhabi, you met him?
Yeah, I met him in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we met in Abu Dhabi when in the conference. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
So I miss the Abu Dhabi moment, Pak Harnek. It's very great. It's very cool. It's a world-class conference.
Yeah, a big activity. May I know how many of our friends will be joining us today, roughly?
The invitations is about 97 people, but the event will be start on 2 p.m. Actually, they will join in the 2 p.m. or 2:15 to fulfill this event. So it's about that. So we will see the progress. Right now is about 16 in the attendees, and we hope there will be participants more and more. We will start this event on time on 14 p.m. or 2 p.m. in Indonesian time.
Yes, right.
So this event is live streaming, Pak Harnek, on YouTube. So everybody in the organizations that they cannot join us today, they can also see us in YouTube because this is a live streaming.
True.
Pak Harnek, I will be the operator of your slide decks. So feel free if you want to say next, and I will follow your instructions.
There will only be two things, next or back.
Okay.
Next means you go back to the previous slide, or next means you go forward to the next slide.
Okay. I will follow your instructions, next or back. Thank you. Thank you, Pak Harnek.
It's easier because if anything, I get cut off, you all still have the slides with you.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
If you don't have the slides, I get cut off, you all don't have any of my slides. So it's better if you have the slides. I can do it from here, but I think it's better because I'm the only one who's away. Most of you are in Indonesia.
Maybe if you check on the Q&A box, there will be equations in Bahasa. I will also help to translate into English. If there is words that it's very difficult to understand, we can interpret the Bahasa into English, Pak Harnek.
No issue.
Mas Adit, bisa cek Pak Gaguk apa sudah datang?
Ya, Pak, baru saja konfirmasi dari Pak Gaguk, infonya masih di luar.
Alright, thank you. Pak Harnek, I have to convey regards from Ibu Astri from the NPO. He
Yes.
said warm regards for Mr. Harnek.
Warm regards to her too.
Yeah.
To
Also from Bu Isna. Bu Isna also convey warm regards to Pak Harnek.
to all of them too. Sure.
Yeah, thank you. So they are very happy. You can share this in the FEB. And I don't know, because they have a meeting also, but they will try to do their best if they can join. Maybe in transitions in the middle of our meetings, he will jump up to this webinar, something like that. Because there are meetings after lunch, he said, after Sholat Jumat, they have meetings. But he's very happy. She's very happy. Ibu Astri, very happy. You are here. Thank you very much.
A nice person. He's a very nice person.
Yeah. So the APO use the YouTube, yeah, for sharing.
Yeah.
Like
just now at 2 o'clock they had one on education.
Yeah, that's right.
Then yesterday they had one. It was almost every other time they have one.
Yeah. If you have a session, just inform us and we will publish to our members here, and they can watch you from the YouTube also.
No, I'm not. Let them carry on.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Mas Adit, preparations. Apa apa Pak Gaguk sudah ada di...
Cek mic ya Pak. Sebagai informasi Pak untuk
Nggak apa-apa.
Wasokom sepertinya berhalangan dan
Oke, no problem.
ada rapat dengan BOD.
Langsung aja, nggak apa-apa.
Ya. Baik Pak.
Nanti langsung ke saya aja ya.
Ya, baik Pak.
Oke. Kita mulai tepat waktu ya, Mas.
Siap, baik Pak. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Forum Excellent BUMN proudly present Global Business Excellence Conversation Session 2. Collaboration with Mr. Harnek Singh with a topic leveraging business excellence in the new norm to strengthen sustainability. So let me introduce myself. My name is Aditya Dananjaya. I'm Secretary of Forum Excellent BUMN. It's wonderful and precious today for me to be your master of ceremony in this webinar session, Global Business Excellence Conversation, Session 2. So we would like to welcome Mr. Harnek Singh as the speaker, and thank you very much, Mr. Harnek Singh, to collaborate with us. And as the moderator is Mr. Diallah Hutabalian from PT Antam Tbk is as the moderator. And we would like to welcome to all participants. Thank you so much for joining to this webinar. And this webinar is from state-owned enterprise and many more participants. And in order to make this event running well, I would like to give some information about the rules of virtual GLO-BEC. First, use your full name in your username in your Zoom account with a format your name _ organization, example Aditya _ FEB. And the second is Q&A. If you have any question, please write it down in the Q&A box. You can write in Bahasa. And the third is please update evaluation link as delivered in the chat box or please capture the link from the next slide by using your camera or mobile phone. Well, this is the evaluation link, speaker evaluation link. Please answer the question from this link about the speaker. So you can capture it or screenshot with your camera. Well, I would like to introduce our moderator today. This is the curriculum vitae of moderator. He is Mr. Diallah Hutabalian from PT Antam Tbk. Education, first, Wharton School of Business, Philadelphia, USA 2019. And the second is Darden School of Business, Washington, D.C., USA 2019. And Lemhanas, Jakarta, 2018 and 2019. The current position is Organization Effectiveness Senior Specialist, PT Antam Tbk, member of Mind ID. And he was joined awarding event like International Global Performance Excellence Award Assessor 2016 to 2019. And he has some global experience, international speaker on 47 National Equality Control Congress, Pachuca, Mexico 2019, and international speaker on Global Organizational Excellence Congress, Abu Dhabi, UAE 2018. And the last is he has organization experience in Ikatan Alumni Program pengembangan kepemimpinan nasional Making Indonesia 4.0 or Lemhanas 2018 until now. And many more experience from Mr. Dialah Hutabalian. You can look at the screen. So, Mr. Dialah, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mas Adit, for your introductions. Welcome everyone to our event, Global Business Excellence Conversations today. First, I would like to welcome our attendees or our participants today from the state-owned enterprises. There are many come here in this beautiful day. There are directors, managers, staffs, and also the business excellence practitioners from the state-owned enterprises. And also I would like to welcome our guests today also. There is Mr. Paul Grisels from USA. Thank you very much for coming in today's sessions. Also our friends from IMMPI or Indonesia's Quality Management Productivity Associations. I look, Pak Budi is also joining us. Thank you very much for your coming today. And also there is our colleague and also our friends from Forum Human Capital Indonesia, Pak Danang. Thank you very much for joining also. And also Ibu Claudia, she's from the Indonesian's Corporate Governance Institutes. So thank you very much for joining also, Ibu Claudia. Also the chairman of IMMPI, Pak Suradi, thank you for joining us also. Pak Harnek, Pak Suradi, and also Pak Budi is in here to follow in your event today. The world is facing an unprecedented challenge in COVID-19. It is a highly complex, uncertain, and fast-moving situations, and increasingly dramatic measures are being adopted by countries around the world to try to minimize impact from the crisis and prepare for turnaround. Forum Excellence BUMN facilitate a virtual global business excellence conversations today to provide our community with deeper understanding of key issues surrounding pandemic control and current countermeasures around the world. Nowadays, we are facing a new norm situation and how state-owned enterprises can be as influencers significantly to create a new norm scenario. So today we will learn from the insights of leveraging business excellence in the new norm to strengthen sustainability from Pak Harnek Singh. Pak Harnek Singh is immediate past president Asia Pacific Quality Organizations and also the chair of Global Performance Excellence Awards. He retired as a vice president and director business excellence in ST Engineering Ltd in October 2016, where he was responsible for sustaining relevancy of business excellence and various management system standards within ST Engineering Group. Prior to joining ST Group, he headed the Productivity Development Unit at the Ministry of Defense headquarters. He currently chairs the National Quality and Core Processes Technical Committee and is member of Quality Management Systems Standards Committee, Singapore Standards Council. He also chairs both Nanyang Institute of Management's Academic and Examination Board. Mr. Harnek is a Singapore Business Excellence Initiative Lead Assessor, a Baldrige Trained and Global Performance Excellence Award Examiner, has led many Singapore Quality Awards, Singapore Quality Class, and Business Excellence Niche Awards, Service Excellence, Innovation Excellence, People Excellence, and Certifications Assessment. He has also been involved as an international assessor in training national business excellence assessors and BE consultants in Singapore, Sri Lanka, Qatar, Fiji, Philippines, Thailand, Taiwan, Iran, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Mongolia, Malaysia, and is a technical expert for Asia Productivity Organization and UNIDO International Consultant for Business Excellence and Productivity. This is very interesting. He was Honorary Secretary, Singapore Productivity Association's Governing Council, and now serves as a member of the Management Committee. He served on the judging panel for the PS21 Public Sector Transformation Awards, Service Excellence Awards Committee, and is an academician at the International Academy for Quality, INC. Pak Harnek is first recipient of the inaugural Singapore Business Excellence Initiative. This is a very prestigious awards, gold jacket in 2015, the only one and the first man who holds the gold jacket in Singapore is Mr. Harnek. Congratulations, Mr. Harnek. And also this is very interesting for us because Pak Harnek also got the award. He was the best on the International Sudomo Quality Leadership Award by Indonesian Quality Management Association and was recipient of the APKO Harrington or Ishikawa Award 2019. So Mr. Harnek has the good connection with Indonesia and also known, very well known Pak Sudomo as our founder in the Total Quality Management Indonesia when Pak Sudomo as a Ministry of Workforce at the time in 1985. Okay, without further ado, we invite Pak Harnek to lead us to share his insights about leveraging business excellence in the new norm to strengthen sustainability. Pak Harnek, time is yours.
Okay, can we have a next slide?
All right.
Selamat siang, Bapak-bapak dan Ibu-ibu, and also Pak Diala, my friend from PT Antum.
Thank you, Pak Harnek.
Operator, a good friend. I'm happy to see that many of my Indonesian friends are also on live with us here. And from US, we have Mr. Paul. Welcome, Paul. And I'd like to thank FEB and the rest of the Excellent Forum community or the people who are involved in Indonesia for this opportunity which I have. Thank you. And I will be sharing this at this Collect for Excellence, Business Excellence conversation. My topic today, leveraging business excellence and in the new norm what we have, and this is basically to strengthen sustainability. So sometimes we can say, why is business excellence involved in this current COVID-19 issue, new norm issue? How can business excellence help you to understand how it can help you? So I think these are some of the points which I'll be touching. And also there is a lot of connectivity between the situation that the whole world is now, and there is a fantastic framework which is available to us, and how can we use this framework to help us to get out of the situation and sustainable in our next future. So next slide. Here basically what we're saying is that you can't do today's job effectively with yesterday's methods, especially in a COVID-19 environment, and be in business tomorrow. I think this is a very real situation. There are a lot of things which we have to cope with daily: social distancing, quarantine, stay at home, and all these various different requirements and standards which we have, and we have to manage with that in our day-to-day work, and it becomes very, very challenging. And we want to continue to be in business into tomorrow. Next. We can see that at workplaces today, in most parts of in fact, everywhere in the world, we try to have workplaces that are safe. We want to disinfect the shared surfaces before and after use, so we can protect our colleagues and everybody. We have to sit at least 1 meter, in some places 2 meters apart. Avoid socializing unnecessarily with colleagues at or outside workplaces to prevent any spread. Then we have to stagger work and break the hours. If you're unable to do that, we have to work from home, or you have to find another solution. You have to be creative. And some of us have to work from home. In many countries, and in fact in Singapore, you'll find that many of the employees going out as we go into the future, at least 20–30% will be working from home, because working from home seems to be viable way of contributing, but the organization will have to find a process, a system, how to allow that to happen. And we also have seen that processes, many of the processes since February, March, April, last 3 months, tenfold more businesses have gone digital, especially in the last 2-3 months, as I said, that previously people were quite reluctant to embrace technology, to digitalize. And now, because of the requirement on them, there's a lot of businesses that have embraced technology and IT to offer their solutions. Next. You find that when we are working, this is just an example, when we are working in the COVID-19 environment in some organizations, we'll find that people are working and you need to work together. You need to protect your employees from infection. You have to stay safe and keep well. It's very important, and every employer does that. Every organization, every community, all does that to make sure that people are safe and they keep well. And you need to plan and rapidly go through a transition for frontline employees to work from home, how they can sustain communication so you can reduce stress and maintain efficiency. It is very, very important that to maintain efficiency, people must be clear in their mind what they need to do, so the stress level must be reduced. And communication is a very, very important kind of requirement to do that. And next is about frontline employees, especially those in critical services. They must continue safely. And how do they do that? And this is something which is very important. At the same time, we have to help team leaders to track performance and coach remotely, so that same time people are working, performing, you are able to guide them, coach them remotely. You need to find a process, a way to do that. And keeping employees engaged and performing from long distance. You don't need to keep an eye to watch them, but now we need to trust, we need to make sure that the performance is clear and the people can perform. And reskilling is very important now. Upskilling and reskilling and empowerment with remote coaching and learning, so that the new kind of culture, the culture will take place. Next slide. In Singapore, I think 2 months back, our NTUC Learning Hub did a survey, and we find that from this COVID situation, skills are in demand. The adaptive skills and the digital skills. This is a listing of 10 adaptive skills and 10 digital skills, which become important now, so that the people can be equipped with these skills and they can work in this new environment which is going to come on board post-COVID-19. This is a very, very tricky situation, and the skills need to be harnessed and need to be provided, need to be upskilled. So it's very important. And next. So now we'll say that why business excellence? I think we all know this, that I think all of you are involved in business excellence. I don't need to say this again, but I would think it's very clear that if you embark on the BE journey or you embrace the BE framework, you are setting yourself to go on a course of continuous improvement, which is clear. It will help you to raise productivity. And this raising of productivity is very, very important, because what really matters, whatever you do is all about productivity. Whether you're a developed economy or a developing economy, it doesn't matter. Without productivity, you are in trouble. So this will benefit organizations, all your partners, all your colleagues, employees, and most importantly, your stakeholders will benefit, your customers will benefit. So this is what we call very, very important understanding which we must have in mind of the business excellence framework. And sometimes we'll say that, how does the framework helps you? And we can say help you to understand yourself better, help you to steer for success, especially in the new norm environment. It's not over yet. The situation is evolving, and a new normal will surface, and it's somewhere where the world will be working in it. And the business excellence itself provides you a powerful tool for self-assessment. It's not just for applying awards and being recognized with awards, but it's a powerful tool for self-assessment. Through this self-assessment, you identify opportunities, you understand your strengths, and continue to build and know how aligned you are and how effective your processes are, how effective your outputs and your are, and also the outcomes which you are looking for, whether you are able to get that outcomes. So if you assume that you are familiar, I would assume that all of you, most of you, or almost everyone knows what's the BE framework, and you have used it to assess your organization. So now with the COVID-19 challenges, which has hit us, all of us, hit you, hit me, hit everybody, your survival, my survival, given the unprecedented developments, are hitting our businesses very hard. And the resilience that you are demonstrating will help you to bounce back. And when you bounce back, you not only strive, you want to strive to thrive. And that is how we can use this framework to help you to move forward. So how the framework can help you to understand it better will actually help you to steer in the new norm environment. And this is a very important thing. The next slide. So this is something which all of you know, I would not go into it. Basically, what is this criteria about? It helps you to improve. It's an integrated approach that, of course, end of the day, you're looking at results that deliver ever improving value, improve your effectiveness, your capabilities. And the organization is also learning, and the people are also learning, and together they are contributing, and the organization is growing. In fact, the criteria which I am using here, I think is broadly used in Indonesia, which is the Baldrige framework. So I know that there are different countries. In Singapore also, we have a Singapore Business Excellence Initiative framework. And in Japan, in Malaysia also, they have their own framework. Similarly, in Japan, in Australia. So different countries have a similar framework, but customized to their own national needs. But this criteria, which I will be sharing with you, typically is Baldrige driven, because Indonesia, broadly, we are using the Baldrige framework. This Baldrige framework has evolved over time. And from 1988, since then, the different versions or nearer enhancements have been made to the criteria, and it helped the organization to address their current economic and marketplace challenges and the opportunities. Because if you don't evolve, you're stuck with a business environment perhaps 15 years back, and today's business environment is very different. So the criteria is also kept relevant. So it's a very useful thing that NRC and the guys in US are doing to make sure that the criteria incorporates what the industry and the work environment needs today. Next. These are just some of the key bullets of the Baldrige framework. From the 2017-18 version to the 2019 and 2020 version, there are some new features which they are focusing on, and they have embedded this into the criteria, the different categories covered it. And it's basically leading and managing in the context of your business ecosystem. So the whole ecosystem, you need to know your ecosystem, you need to know your context. It makes you more able to address your organization's requirement. And enabling an aligned, collaborative and agile supply network. The supply network is very, very important. The COVID-19 has actually demonstrated how logistics have been affected in a big way, how supply networks have been affected in a big way. So it is very, very important that you really understand and collaborate, and your supply network is agile, because there are many failure points which is possible, and the impact is significant. And many companies have been hit in a big way. So this is a very relevant and timely thing that was brought across. And those of you who have incorporated this into your processes and systems have maybe benefited this during the COVID-19. Next is creating and reinforcing your organization culture. Culture is very, very important. In the earlier years, possibly the culture element was not very clear in the Baldrige criteria. By the last 2-3 years, they have brought it up the values, demonstrating the desired behaviors, all these things become very important now. Because at the end of the day, the organization's workforce, the people working there need to demonstrate a culture which the organization wants. This will help the organization go towards its vision and mission and realize to be an organization which they want to be. So culture is very important, and you need to understand and need to embed it so that it's imbued so everybody can demonstrate what kind of culture they need to be demonstrating. Next is the broadening of the cybersecurity. In 2017-18 criteria, the cybersecurity got on board, and now they have made it even more rigorous, focusing on operations, bringing that into workforce, and also how you work with customers, customer engagement, and of course all the different touch points, whatnot, suppliers, and what you do to so that you can be protected, and also other various stakeholders. So I would think these 4 areas which have been enhanced have been built into the criteria 2019 and 2020. Next. Some of the key basic questions that which we always ask whenever people ask you, what is this BE framework all about? It actually help you to understand so that you can deliver and accomplish some of the most important things. Some of the questions here you have is, do you understand your organization? Do you know who are you? What does the organization stand for? And what's its context? I think this is one thing which, for my experience, having assessed so many organizations, I also have dealt many organizations, that is not very well addressed and not very well understood. Why is maybe because this is in the organization profile part of it, which later I'll talk about it, and people do not look at that sufficiently because there are no score points to that. Next is, are your processes consistently effective? So there are many questions. How do you know that you are achieving what you're supposed to achieve? Is it working? Are you getting the desired outcome? How do you know that it's working? So these are the kind of questions which will come out in the criteria and in the criteria statements and requirements, which will force you to actually understand your processes and then decide how you're going to assess its effectiveness. Then your approaches, systems, does it address the organization's needs? So when you have a clear context, and a clear strategy, then you need to have approaches and systems to deploy them, plans to deploy them. So you then need to know whether these are achieving the needs of the organization. Here again, I would think that sometimes there are a lot of difficulty for colleagues in an organization to explain how the systems and approaches are integrated to where and what the organization wants to be. How good are your results and outcomes? So you have a desired performance which you have to achieve, and you are doing the job and you're getting that results or outcomes. Are they good? Are you able to benchmark them or compare them with equal or perhaps similar industry in similar playing field? So how do you know that? Then is the organization learning and improving? Do you review? Do you collect information? Do you try to understand yourself, your process, and how it's performing? And do you then identify opportunities for making improvements? Now with the COVID-19, there are a lot of things which you will discover about yourself, about your industry, and also about the work environment which you're working. And some of these questions, if you pose it to the context in which you're in, then you will find the various inconsistencies or the gaps in whatever systems that you have. Next. This is, I think, just to tell you that for the Baldrige criteria, there are typically 11 core values and concepts, as they call them. But I would think if you look at them very easily at first glance, you know that the valuing people became very important during COVID-19. Organization learning and agility as a value and as a concept, and of course ethics and transparency. So these are some of the few, but I'm sure all of them, there are certain aspects which link to COVID-19, but some of these core values clearly stands out during COVID-19 that these are the core values need to be embedded in your organization so you are strong and you can survive the wave. Next. So the organization profile, as I mentioned earlier, I think this basically, if you look at the criteria, there are two parts, and these are the two things. This is a very, very important first starting point. As I highlighted earlier, that you need to know yourself so you can carry out the assessment on who you have told that this is me. So there is a context, and then you can do an assessment. If you don't even have a context, very difficult for you to assess yourself. There's a basic information about what is relevant to you as an organization. It's a snapshot. And the organization profile information can change over the years, or can change if your business changes, or your work profiles change, or your customers change, or your markets, you're going to business can change. So a lot of things can happen to you. And what is influencing you? And at the same time, what are your challenges which you're encountering? What are your strategic objectives? So you have your strategic focus. And so all these things will come in to show you where the challenges are. So this information is very, very important, because this also will allow you to use that information to make improvements to the organization, whether you're improving the strategy, or whether you are improving the customer requirements or expectations, or understanding it better, or customer engagement. So there are many different parts of it, or even your workforce profile, understanding the work skills which are needed, or the kind of competencies which are lacking in organizations. So these are the kind of things which will surface. So you need to address it right. Next. So these are just the areas in the organization profile I would think you know. But I must say that I must share with you that from my experience over so many years, since 1970s, right, 77, 78, I've been assessing. I find that many organizations do not really actually pay enough, give enough importance to how important the organization profile is. And as a result of that, when they write their various categories, contents, and systems, they always miss the point, because different people are writing different categories, or different people are trying to share or explain the different areas like leadership or strategy or processes or knowledge. So they don't talk to one another. They don't have a common reference point. And that's where the organization find it difficult to benefit from the business excellence framework. The business excellence framework cannot produce benefit or give you benefit if you work in silo, or different people work different area, because I'm in charge of category 7, I'm in charge of category 5. So it doesn't work that way. First thing first, the organization profile must be clearly understood and accepted by everybody. That's easy. Like, you must know what your product offerings are. I think if you ask some people around, and you'll be surprised that they may not even know the organization product offerings. Mission, values, and culture. Culture is important. Then, of course, we are talking about structure, where you actually organize in the right way for optimum value, knowing your customers, knowing your stakeholders, suppliers, who are they? How do you work together with them? Who are the partners? How they value add to you? How do you help them? So all these understanding is very important. And then what is your organization's strategic situation? Your strategic objectives, your strategic requirements, of where you're going, your competitive position, the changes which are taking place, who are the new competitors coming on board, and where are you with the wisdom? Do you compare? And the strategic context, your key challenges, how you're going to address it, the advantages, how you're going to leverage it, and what kind of performance improvement systems you have. So this is just to tell you that this one part is the most important part before you start using your other 7 categories to assess yourself. If you don't do this right, the value that you get through the self-assessment, or even if you apply for an award, you go for third-party assessment on you, you will not be able to demonstrate your strengths or even understand yourself. So it's a very important first point. Next. Next. This is just to show you that this is the framework. And if you look at the various categories, in all these categories, they are addressing what is important. For the new norms, you will find that your OP, your organization profile, need to incorporate the whatever issues and challenges and opportunities you identified during the COVID-19. Because moving forward, COVID-19 is not gone. That experience is going to be, you need to be embedded into your system so that moving forward, you are more resilient, you are more ready in case something comes up. You can actually get out of the thing faster, jump out of it and get it faster. So you need to understand your organic profile. You need to make sure that digitalization, which is already rapidly proliferating all over, you also take advantage of that. Don't leave it alone after the COVID-19 situation and the new norm takes place. It's not going to help you. And productivity is going to be affected by all this. The upskilling is going to be important. Innovation management, there's already an ISO standard and a framework since last year, and this framework can be used to help you to manage your innovation. And all these are tightly integrated to help you to actually leverage on the framework to strengthen your systems. So if you look at the strategy category, you need to have very clear strategic objectives, context must be clear, the plans and targets. Similarly, workforce, they must be trained, they must be upskilled. And if you go down to the customers and operations, understanding the customers and understanding your processes to make sure that you have the issues which are going to help and make your systems better, the technologies you're going to use, how you're going to digitalize, the innovation, and things like that. How do you integrate all that? And one very important thing that's happening today, in the last 2 years, 3 years, are ISO standards. There's already ISO standards which are out, helping organizations to address the COVID-19 and which standards are impacting the way you work or what is happening. Even like ISO 45,000, the COVID-19, there's an impact. So ISO standards need to be understood and need to be embedded into this overall framework. You cannot leave them alone if you are using them. Many organizations are ISO 9001 certified, you have 14,001 certified, you are 45,000, and these are the 3 main common standards, and there are many other standards which you embrace. And of course, the 2301, which is the business continuity one, which many organizations are embracing the standard. You need to bring the standard and embrace, embed it into the whole Bordage framework. You cannot leave it alone. It cannot be independent standards and then business excellence model is another independent way for you to work. It all must be integrated. So it's very, very important whether the standards are for systems or whether the standards are for processes or for your products. There are many ISO new standards for products which take into account the COVID-19. So it's good for you to understand what is happening out there with ISO. And also, if I'm not wrong, at least 70, 80 standards were being addressed and reviewed and is relevant to our COVID-19. So if you're doing that, it's good for you to take stock of it. Next. These are just 1 or 2 examples of how, when you look at the criteria, then you look at the criteria and the criteria ask you certain questions, and these questions can help you to address some of the things which are important to you. But in this case, for customers, there are specific questions, but you need to know your OP, your organization profile. And then you need to know what is important to actually make sure that the questions and the criteria requirements in the Bordage criteria is more robust. If you just treat the question and criteria at a very basic level, you will not be able to do a good job to assess yourself. There's nowhere you'll find a prescribed question customized to your business anywhere other than you have designed it yourself. But the broad requirement of what you need to look at is provided by the Bordage criteria. So you cannot say that, oh, this question is not here under Bordage, so it doesn't have. The Bordage do not give you specific criteria for your company's organization profile, but they give you the areas which are important for businesses. So you must understand your organization profile. You must make the requirement clearer and customize it to your organization's need. Then you can assess yourself better. Next. Similarly, again, next example. Similarly, this is for your operations. So similar questions. I think you can read yourself. Next one. Next. Okay. So these are some key considerations if you want to use the Bordage criteria to assess yourself, and if you get into the new post-COVID new norm. First, when you start, you need to reassess the organization's context, which is the organization profile. So you must remember the changes to address COVID-19 may create new or change your existing risk which you have identified. There are many more new risks you may have realized that it is there, which you may not have considered before. And the impact of digitalization and technology on your business. So these are the things which you have to incorporate. You cannot say, oh, we don't have the budget, or we don't have the person to do it, so we don't take that into account. Then you are doing disservice for yourself. You have to consider that. You have to know what's happening in the world. You have to know what's impacting your industry, your country. So you must take that into account. Then the central role of leaders is very important in mobilizing organization and leading by example. So COVID-19 has demonstrated clearly that leaders must take the lead. There have been organizations which I have seen personally, I'm not sure about you, where the leaders delegate and their involvement is not too visible or not there. They possibly leave it for the organization to be autopilot. So if that's the case, it can be dangerous because the leaders have got the context, has the knowledge, the understanding, the big picture, and they know where they want to bring the organization to, and they should provide this thing. Next is the importance of process owners. The process owners must be involved, and they need to engage their colleagues, the workforce participation, and in consultation, design of changes to the process must come that way. Because moving forward, they are going to work in the new in a new processes. They cannot go back and say, oh, last time don't have, never mind, we ignore. That is not going to be helpful, because the new norm will be moving forward, taking into account the challenges faced. And COVID-19 surfaced a lot of gaps and a lot of issues, a lot of discipline matters which we have. So I think it needs to be addressed correctly. And of course, you need to monitor performance. You need to gather feedback. And of course, you need to be agile in adjusting to the new information and risk levels. So how do you bring up by understanding? So the involvement of the leadership, the involvement of the stakeholders could be very, very important to help you to do that. And of course, next is to ensure compliance to standards. There are new standards, new requirements. You know, all these different requirements are coming up, especially regulatory requirements. As on one hand, the standards coming up, the other hand, it identify opportunities. So how do you seize these opportunities in the new normal business environment? Bottom line, improving productivity. You need to improve productivity, you need to make money, you need to grow, you need to progress. That's the only way you can be sustainable. And of course, you need to measure performance. And performance, you also need to measure output and of course the outcome. So you must be very clear that how these performance measures, output and outcome going to help you and why it's important. So once it's clear, and you should track it, you should maintain it, and you should use this information to analyze your performance to identify opportunities. Next. The new norm, cost is definitely going to go up. We have no choice because costs go up, and I think all of you know it's very expensive. And many things you don't have the revenue, you don't have the the assets to actually help you to survive. So you need to focus and review. And leveraging on technology and to digitalize is one of the solutions which is coming up and seems that it's working well and being accepted by employees, accepted by industry, accepted by by everybody around it. That is the way. But of course, you've got to decide how the employability, how the employment profile and all going to be taken care of. And the upskilling workforce. You need to know the workforce competencies, because to address capability and capacity issues, the upskilling, reskilling and upskilling is important. Then the quality of online learning. Now on even schools, learning from home and many other places, meetings, like even this forum which we are having, it's all online. That is the way it's going to be. The quality online learning, how do you make sure that there is a quality element into it? Transfer of learning, the assessment, how do you carry out understanding of the transfer of learning and how useful so that you can make improvements to the online learning opportunities. And quality and workplace safety, as I mentioned earlier, The quality health and management system, the new one, the 45,000, 9,000, and all the common management systems depending on the business that you're in. So this is something which is going to be there, and how do you embed it into your system in a very realistic manner as you can, not just superficial. You and I know that actually many organizations, we may go for ISO 9000 or 14,000 or 45,000, but they may not have embedded this system into their key and core processes and how they're working. It looks like they are like standalone kind of thing. So this is not going to be helpful to you. Next is the application of waste reduction methodology. How you do that? You need to understand the processes so they can identify the waste. Design thinking is one new way we're going to work now with the COVID-19. Of course, the design thinking become more useful and practical because you really go through the process. And lean, how you bring in lean to make sure that you can understand where the wastage is. The approaches are going to be different in the new norms, working schedules in shifts. And sometimes you may not, but previously you may not need a shift. Now you may need a shift because of the work environment requires people to be working at a certain distance. You may not have the kind of real estate to do that. So how do you organize that? And supporting the changes in transportation mode. And of course, transportation in a country may not be able to carry all the employees to work. They may be carrying some less, some more, different timing. So and also the need for the company to make sure the employees are not together in case of any issue. Everybody don't get affected, like what has happened now with many places where all the employees, one get impacted, and everybody else gets it because it's spread because of proximity and all that. So these are some of the things the new norms will surface. We need to look at it, we need to focus, and we need to review. Next. So to overcome all these challenges and to thrive, so in the new environment, we must meet the stakeholders' needs. So these are just 8 bullets so that we do it. One is adopting of digital technology. Looks like this is something is to do. Must have strategic foresight to understand, and also the foresight to know what is possible, what are trends coming up, right? And of course, risk management, business continuity planning, the business continuity management system and resilience, the ISO 22000 or 22301, they have done some enhancements to that. And this is another standard which I think is important. We must read it, understand it, build into our systems. Incorporating new standards. As I said earlier, there are new standards which have been built. You get to know about it, whether there are some standards or requirements by regulatory bodies or even by original equipment manufacturers. If they are impacted and they have set certain standards, and then you are their customer, so you are also affected. So you got to incorporate all that. Reskilling, upskilling, and lifelong learning is the whole thing that's been going on. But then it's very, very important in new contexts to upskill yourself. The mobile workforce now is like a very real thing. You can work from anywhere. Right? Working from anywhere is highly possible. And if you use technology, certain processes are also can be operated from remote. Understanding the supply ecosystem, very, very important. And the logistics involved in planning. This has surfaced many challenges in this current COVID-19. And Singapore has been impacted in a big way. I'm sure many other countries have been. So I think those who have been impacted can understand their own national context to it and your industry or your business areas so that you can know how to address these areas. Next. So I think what is important now is that we need to be future ready. And to be future ready, from yesterday, we were enabling our people to do the good job and then engage them. Today they were engaged, but they were hit hard by the COVID-19. So we need to get out of it and drive, and go tomorrow we can enrich from the knowledge that we have acquired from now, and that we can move forward. So you need to be adapting to evolving new normal, digitalize, reskill, and upskill. So you can leverage technology and grow. So transform and strengthen our sustainability is very, very important. Next. So just share with you 6 simple yet effective steps to strengthen your sustainability. First one is, next, is to make business excellence the way you work. and it must be led by leaders. Leaders means from top at every other level. Next is integrate business excellence into your strategic planning cycle, into your strategic planning. Don't leave it alone as a standalone strategic planning thing, and business excellence is different. It must be integrated. Next. Have a clear articulated strategies. Have a clearly articulated strategies and outcome measures which you are looking for as a result of deploying those strategies. It must be clearly understood so people know what we're trying to do and where we're trying to go. Next. You must customize and develop in-house industry criteria knowledge. That means the Baldrige criteria is generic for that particular area. Let's say if it's for businesses or education or health, it's different, but if it's for that. But then for your own industry, for your own kind of business, you need to customize it. Once you customize it, then the Baldrige criteria become useful to you for your self-assessment. It's a powerful framework, and it's a wonderful framework, and this will really help you to know yourself, understand what you're doing well and what you're not doing so well, so the opportunities can be identified. Next. Incorporate standards, whether they're ISO standards or regulatory requirements or whatever standards you have, which you need to comply as an organization or as a business or whatever requirements on you. Incorporate those standards into your process, into your requirements. So they don't become standalone, somebody responsible for that standard, and then everybody else is not aware and it doesn't get assessed as a holistic framework. It must be used as a holistic framework, and everything that is important to business must be incorporated and embedded together. Next. Remember, you need to start with the organization profile. So you need to know who are you as an organization, what's important to you, what's important to your business before you can start doing everything else. So the first thing you need to do is get your organization profile really there for being real as to what the organization is all about. Okay, next. So in conclusion, if I may say, that it's important that we must have hands-on leadership and everybody needs to be involved, and you must make sure that you have clear understanding of the strategic foresight, where you're going, what your trends, what is happening, and you must groom leaders and groom talent so you can help to continue to steer your organization. This is one important area for the organization to drive the organization. Next is the organization must embrace the new normal. They must make sure the business processes has incorporated the requirements of new normal and make it more robust, have incorporated standards and requirements, and have articulated clear performance and outcome outputs there. So once that is done, then people know what to do, how to do, when to do, all that get clearly understood. Then the next part is about you need to continue to reskill your people and upskill your people, because they are the ones who are going to be doing the job for you. And you need to digitalize, because this looks like the way to go forward. And you need to leverage on technology. And of course, nowadays, technology is doing a lot of wonders everywhere. And of course, if you can bring the technology in and if it's available to you, you should leverage on it. And you need to encourage creativity and innovation in your people. As you know, the COVID-19, there are many innovations which have happened. It would not have happened before if there was no COVID-19. Because of the challenges posed, a lot of innovative solutions are actually provided. And you must identify the best practices and embrace these best practices. That'd be good. Next. So with that, I must say, terima kasih. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Harnek, for your presentations. It's a profound insights that you shared to us. And I believe that everybody is very interesting with your topics and insights. So we will continue our sessions to the conversations or question and answers. First, I would like to invite Mr. Paul Grisels to come to the panelists, and Paul Grisel can also share the insights of business excellence in the new norm. I think that Mr. Paul Grisel also have insights, Pak Harnek, yeah? So please, we invite Paul Grisel to give some insights also about the business excellence. Mr. Adit, can you help to?
Okay, sir. Wait a minute.
What do you do?
Okay. Okay, have done. Welcome, Mr. Paul Grisel.
Okay, you mean to look at the question?
No. Maybe you have some insights about business excellence, Mr. Paul, because we believe that you are also one of the business excellence experts and practitioners that can make some insights regarding this business excellence in UNO. Please, Mr. Paul.
Well, greetings and hello, Harnek. The last time we saw each other was in Saudi Arabia.
Yes, sir.
And
How are you?
I am fine. It's very early in the morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
To be here. And you know what I just want to emphasize, Harnek's presentation was so good, and I would really emphasize two things in it: the use of the organizational profile, and if you've already got an organizational profile developed, now is the time to go back to it and say, what's changed? What has changed? You know, without a doubt, strategic challenges have changed to say, what do I need to do to operate in a COVID world? And the second thing I would emphasize that Harnek talked about is that role of leadership in leading through this COVID-19 time. It's not something to be delegated. It's something that senior leaders have to lead this and take it through in the context of that changing environment that all of us are facing around the globe. So I would just say I'm in such agreement with the things that Harnek talked about, and going back to that profile or developing your new profile to say, here's who we are and here's what's important to us, to set the context for the rest. And as Harnek said, it's a tool to align your organization, especially your leaders, your board, everybody in what the challenges are. So Harnek, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Paul, for your insights and also emphasizing. Thank you very much for your coming today in your in the morning, early morning in US. Thank you very much, Mr. Paul, for your attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Have a good day.
You too.
Have a good day, Mr. Paul. Okay, Pak Harnek, if you can see in the Q&A box, there are 11 questions, but I would like to highlight one question from Mr. Arif from engineering company, the electricity. He asked about, during pandemic COVID-19, almost of business activity slow down. There are many industries fall, many are survive, and even many industries are arise. Based on your experience, how do business ecosystem and supply network could contribute to strengthen and to sustain business continuously from business excellence point of view? Please, Pak Harnek.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see which question is that. Is that a question from where?
Arif Budi Purnama Kamirin from Q&A box.
From point of business member views, which part of we should take action, focusing, strengthen, starting up to go into business competition, new norm. Is it from Arif Budi Purnama Kamirin? Is that the one?
Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right.
Okay, Pak Arif, your question from business framework's view, which part of business element that we should take action and focus on strengthening and starting up to go into business competition? I would think first and foremost, it is very important to make sure that your organization profile is completely understood. Once that is understood, then you need to understand what your customers or your stakeholders are asking from you and how you have performed. So that information will be very, very useful for you to know how your stakeholders and customers are seeing you as supplier or as a person who is providing service to them. So that information will help you to know your opportunities. At the same time, if there are other players in the similar business, you need to perhaps get some information of how this competitor is performing, or perhaps get information from a third party. What do the customers and stakeholders perhaps grade their performance? So from this understanding, you will know where you stand and where the competitors stand, or your competitive position. But if you're a monopoly, then it's very difficult for you to know how you stand, but you only know whether your stakeholder is happy with you, whether your customer is happy for you, and whether you're doing your business correct. The new norm era actually surfaces the more and more the use of digitalization, the use of technology, and making it easier and safer for your customers and stakeholders. So that whatever service that they are receiving from you, whatever product they're receiving from you, and they are receiving it in a very safe way, they are receiving it in a very robust way where they don't need to worry so much of any shortcomings of anything, and that will help you to actually remain relevant in this context. I hope it is clear.
Okay, thank you, Pak Harnek. Next question is from Pak Abdul Halim. He's from the LPAB in Indonesia. His question is in scoring guideline band level industry leader, must have...
In scoring guideline band level industry leader must have characteristic of good integration. The question is, how can we understand the integration within organization? Well, I think, first of all, if you have a very clear organization profile, you know your business, you know your assets, you know your facilities, and you know everything that you have, right? So that is one. And then secondly, you have a very clear understanding of where your organization want to go, or what strategies and what plans they have to actually go towards that direction. Then the processes which they have to deliver what the strategy is asking them to actually go, and the kind of people, skills that they have, whether they can work in the processes to deliver what the strategy wants them to actually achieve. And of course, customers must be happy with what you're delivering to them. Important. So once these parts can be aligned, and there is clarity. There is clarity in how the outcome is measured, and the outcome is linked to process performance. Process performance is designed to what customer wants, and then people are trained to work in that, and it's also supporting your strategy to deliver or to achieve something so your organization can grow, customer is happy. So the integration will surface through the performance, to customer being happy, performance of your processes being very good and rigorous, and of course your strategy now with your new results under Baldrige, category 7.5, talking about results as a link to strategy. And if you can show that, and I would think the integration will actually surface. And then it's up to the assessors team. And if they understand the organization profile is clear, strategy has articulated what they want to do, and they have planned it clearly, they have rolled it out, and the processes are there to support, and the people are there to perform, and the customers are happy, and I would think that is one way how your integration can be shown. If not, we're going to speak one to one.
Okay, Pak Harnek.
Okay.
Thank you for the response, Pak Harnek. Next question is from Tony Harso Pramono, Pak Harnek, if you can see in the box.
Okay, let me see.
In relation to
Tony Harso Pramono, huh? Okay,
from Steel Company, Krakatau Steel Company.
Okay, it's in relation to how we have to deal with current conditions. We really have to really know the position of your organization in the market. This is important to determine the attitude, what is really needed. Because for many organizations, taking into account the available resources, the main thing needed is how to survive. The question is how to determine which is the priority to be made among the choices that must be made, such as reskilling, upskilling, and the ability. Okay, I would think here, first and foremost, reskilling, upskilling, and the digitalization is ongoing thing. Is for sustainability and for keeping your business relevant. Of course, the position of where you are in the market, you will need to know who are the other players, and then also what is happening in the marketplace. So if your other players who are in a similar business as you, will in normal cases will have similar customers, whether industry or individuals or homes or whatever who are using your service, and then you're able to know where you stand vis-a-vis your competitors. If you do not have competitors, then it's all about you delivering the best value to your customers, and your customers or your stakeholders being happy with you and meeting their requirements at what you call value for money. So the definition of value for money will be defined by perhaps the economic situation, or by your customers, or even by yourself. If you work with the government and then you have to take care of society at large, and how do you determine that? So once you have determined that, then you have to take into account what you have at hand to deliver that, because your resources are something which you have to optimize it. So if you don't optimize it, your output will be affected. And if your output get affected, people will see you as not being competent, and then they may run away from you, go to your competitor. It becomes very, very challenging for you. So I think end of the day, it is basically the leaders understanding your organization first. Where are your strengths? Where are your opportunities? And then making sure you have good strategies or good approaches of how you're going to perhaps roll out what you want to do in a way where customers will be happy. At the same time, bringing about changes, because the whole climate of business, the whole world is changing, so you're going to bring that change in. Because if you don't bring the change in, you become, irrelevant in a very short time. So it's all about understanding organization, understanding how you optimize resources, and this will help you to survive. I hope it is clear.
Okay, thank you, Pak Harnek. There is one question from Pak Iman Sudiharto, the first question in the chat box.
Okay.
If you can find the chat box, the
Q&A.
Q&A box from Pak Iman Sudiharto.
Wait,
How the COVID-19 will impact in the entertainment business or industry? That's the question from Pak Iman.
Yes, Pak Imam. How can impact the entertainment business industry? You see, COVID-19 today is already impacting the entertainment industry or the entertainment business industry in a big way, because the industry is such where your customers need to intermingle, need to socialize, and need to actually do all these various kind of activities to actually benefit from your offerings, from your solutions to them. And that is really something which need to be understood. How what you're offering as entertainment will have to be customized to work within the regulatory requirements, within the keeping safe kind of place for interaction and entertainment. And this is something very challenging, because the space that you have and the environment which you must create to have the entertainment kind of environment, it is very, very challenging in the COVID-19. I must sympathize with you that the entertainment is one area where the COVID-19 and entertainment do not quickly get together, like the food industry. Like for the food industry, it is easier because people need food, right? Similarly, for, let's say, the medical industry or the pharmaceutical industry, people need medicine. It is a bit different. So the entertainment industry, I would think, unfortunately, is like the aviation industry. In the aviation industry also, now they have a big problem. Do they keep the center seat of the economy empty? If they keep it empty, the company cannot make money. So when they do that, like in US, they're trying to ask the US government to pay for the census kit. I don't know whether that will happen. But I think these are real issues. So the COVID-19 has to be under control. And slowly, perhaps there will be more and more leeway given to industries where there is close interaction. So in entertainment industry, in my understanding, I think require people to interact, whether you go for music or for dancing or go for movies, correct? So these are the kind of areas we should have. I mean, this is just from my understanding of how it works.
Okay, thank you, Pak Harnek. Next questions, Pak Harnek. In the term of leadership in the category 1, I have not seen the corporate governance in the context of the issue highlighted by Pak Harnek. But, however, in these situations, pardon me?
By who asked for it?
No. I just want to make an introductions for the questions. So I would like to invite Miss Claudia. She's from the IICD, that is from the corporate governance institutions in Indonesia, who train or who develop the skills of leaderships regarding the corporate governance. Mas Adit, can you help to invite Miss Claudia to share his perspective, or she want to ask to Mr. Harnek regarding the corporate governance?
Go ahead.
Okay, sir.
Yes, madam, come on board.
Claudia Kusuma.
Oh, I see. Okay. Promote the panelists. Okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well
Good
done.
afternoon, Bu Claudia. Please, if you have questions, or you can share the perspective of good corporate governance to emphasize the leaderships of organization. Thank you, Bu Claudia. Please. Oh, maybe Bu Claudia have trouble in the networks. Just wait for the Bu Claudia. We go to the Q&A box, Pak Harnek. There are two questions from Mr. Erman. Mr. Erman Firdaus. He's from the Pupuk Sriwijaya Palembang. If you can find in the Q&A box.
What's the name of the Bapak?
Erman Firdaus, Pak Erman Firdaus.
Erman Firdaus. Okay, fine. I have two questions. One is the new norm. Can robotic process automation replace existing system and workplace to run business excellence? Okay. Second one is strategy is dynamism. So how do it excellent strategy to real business or sustainability? Okay, fine. Let me try the first one. First of all, one of the approach many organizations are taking now is leveraging on RPA, on the robotic process automation. And this is basically not something like a standalone thing which you can just bring RPA into your workplace. You need to have a strategy with a roadmap for bringing in technology, and RPA is one of the technology you want to bring on board. And RPA works in your kind of work environment or work requirement. So then RPA can be a solution. But RPA just by itself, silo or whatever coming in will not fit into your systems. So your system should already be to a certain level of technology maturity. So where RPA can come in and fit with the existing systems in your organization. So RPA itself will support a process. And a process can be either delivered through technology, through RPA, or through digitalization, or by even hand, or person need to actually service it. It doesn't matter. So your process is defined by you depending on your business, Whether it actually helps to run business excellence, once you define your process, you have a performance requirement, and you have workforce or people who are trained to actually fix the robotics, or to design it, or to automate, to make it work and link it, align it. So the people need to be skilled in that. So they need to have technological background, skills, and to actually work in a robotic process automation area. So the skills of the workforce and the robotic process, I think something which you have to take into account, because the learning needs are slightly, perhaps have the technology element is maybe quite high. The soft skills may be the supporting one, but the core skills will be on the technology area. But business excellence is a broad thing, which is a holistic framework on the whole organization. Whether you're a technology company, or whether you are in aviation or hospital, it doesn't matter. So the system and the 7 categories will put everything into place. And your robotic process automation can come in as a process, or can be a sub-process. It doesn't matter. Even in clinics, even in hospitals, robotic process automation can be there in the pharmacy area, putting all the medicine together, and it's easier, so people don't need to be doing it manually. It's more accurate. So it depends on where you're using the robotic process automation. In Singapore, the robotic process automation is used in the airports to chase people away when they park the car in the wrong place, to give them a voice reminder, so they go around working. You know? So it depends on how you're going to design your robotic process and how you're going to automate that. Your strategy, how do you make it excellent strategy to real business versus business? You see, your strategy is typically what you want to be, where you want to go. So you need to have a strategic foresight. So your strategic foresight will give you what you want to be, how you're going to go, and what is the future, what the trend's going to be. So once this is clear to you, a picture is there to you, then your year by year deployment of the strategy would be further broken down, and then you need to have it like what we call roadmap. Once you have a roadmap on something, your strategy will gradually help you to go or progress along that area of your strategic objective. And that will help to make it excellent. And that collectively with other strategies for other areas, with the areas about leadership development, areas about customer or future partner building, or joint technology acquisition, whatever you want to do, is going to help you in the sustainability. So the sustainability doesn't happen by itself. It happens when you have a clear understanding of your vision, your mission, and your strategy, how your strategic foresight and your strategies year by year are going to help you to get there. So once that is clear, very easier for you to actually deploy your strategy, and of course, it helps you to sustain, because you must regularly review yourself to make sure that you're on track. I hope you understand.
Okay, thank you, Pak Harnek. Pak Harnek, if you don't mind, if we can ask you one questions, Pak Harnek.
Sure.
The final questions, the last questions. We can see in the chat box, that is a questions from Mr. Suradi, Pak. The last questions from Mr. Suradi.
Can. Oh yes, Pak Suradi, how are you? Good. Okay, what is the role of occupational safety and health in the new normal era for company business continuity, competitiveness, while still considering workplace accident and occupational disease? Is there a company in Singapore that is the best practice in health in the new normal era? Okay, occupational health and safety has become very important in this COVID-19 environment, because the workplace and how people work and keep themselves safe, and now with the new social distancing and cleaning of surfaces and all the other requirements that have been brought in by business continuity management system, requires the organization to be very clear, to know who. One of the things which was highlighted recently by the ISO secretary for the ISO 45001, who was the chairman of that one, was that the organization profile is one area which many organizations have not addressed correctly. Because if they have not organized that correctly, then they have a problem to know which areas in the organization health and safety is going to be affected. And then the engagement of the various different operation managers and the various different leaders to look in their own areas where there is safety, where there is risk. And that is not very robust. So I think this is one area which they say we must look at it, we must address it, and then bring these things up so that your whatever areas you have got yourself certified under occupational health and safety by 45,001 can be reviewed and can be more comprehensive. So I think this is something which is very important. And I think you need to go back and look at yourself. First of all, the organization profile. It's very strange that everybody seems to be now asking the organization to know who they are. Because in the COVID-19, many organizations run into all kinds of problems because they don't even know what they have as a strength or where they have a problem until the things happen, until the COVID-19 issues hit them. Only then they realize how to do it. So this is one issue that we should survey. In Singapore, what we have done is our committee who's in charge of the 45,001, I think they are trying to keep themselves abreast with all this. And we are using the Singapore Manufacturing Federation, who is responsible for standards development in Singapore, SDO. They are trying to link the requirements together with the business continuity management system requirements with resilience, and trying to see how they can benefit from the standards in these two. So there is not only occupational safety and health, which is important, but even business continuity. There is a link in that, and we do that. And I think that's what they're trying to do, and they're trying to make sure that the manufacturing industries starts to review themselves. And I think in Singapore, we have really identified about maybe 25 or 30 standards, ISO standards, which are supporting or impacting COVID-19. And we need to revisit it, address it, so that when the organizations use those standards, they will be more conscious, more aware of what is it they must take care of to prevent a COVID-19 kind of situation. I hope that's okay.
All right, Pak Harnek, Pak Suradi's question is the last questions for these sessions. We thank you for your sharing insights, the profound insights from your sharing, and also your response to the questions. We're grateful and also express thank you very much for you, Mr. Harnek Singh. Thank you very much.
Can I say something? Can I say terima kasih bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu semua, kawan-kawan, rakan-rakan semua. Hope the session was useful and provided some takeaways to you all. All the best and have a great weekend. Selamat sore. Bye.
Selamat sore, Pak Harnek. Thank you very much once again for you, and also for the participant who contribute in questioning. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And for these sessions, I choose two best participants who asked to Mr. Harnek is Pak Iman and also Pak Suradi. Maybe for the secretariat, you can give some appreciations to those people. Thank you. And next, I give the time to Mr. Adit as MC.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Diala. And wow, thank you so much, Mr. Harnek Singh, for the knowledge and insight about leveraging business excellence in the new norm to strengthen sustainability. May it will be useful in our professional career. So I want to share my screen. And FEB Forum Excellence BUMN proudly award you an e-certificate and appreciation token. It's a beautiful pen holder, like pen holder to Mr. Harnek. And thank you very much for this wonderful collaboration with us. Hopefully we can run another collaboration in the near future. Thank you so much, Mr. Harnek.
Thank you, Bapak.
And for the lucky two participants, we will give you both an internet voucher to you, because in this condition, we all need internet connection for browsing, communicating, and online meeting, and many more. So yeah, congrats for Mr. Iman and Mr. Suradi. And we would like to say thank you to all participants to joining our webinar event. We will send e-certificate through your emails. So, well, I just want to remind about evaluation link. Please fill some question from this link about the speaker. Maybe you can screenshot or take a picture with your phone. And last but not least, this is for your information to all participants. Next event will be is FEB, Forum Excellence BUMN, collaboration with Organizational Excellence Specialist in Canada. This event will be on Monday, 13 July 2020 in Jakarta time, and Sunday, 12 July 2020 in Canada time, with a topic, the real-time excellence result for Indonesia. The speaker is Miss Dawnringrus. Miss Dawnringrus is Principal Organizational Excellence Specialist in Canada. And the moderator is Mr. Dialah Hutabalian from PT Antam TBK. So don't forget to register at this link. Maybe you can capture this registration link or with your mobile phone, or you can screenshot this screen. So, and then please follow our social media. You can find on Instagram. It's like Forum Excellence BUMN. We will publish some information about our program in the next event, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel in Secretariat FEB. And the recording webinar today will be published on our YouTube channel. So finally, from the deep of my heart, I do apologize for my mistakes while in presenting this event. So thank you so much for your attention. I'm Aditya Dananjaya. See you on the next event. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay clean from COVID-19. See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Harnek.
Thank you.
Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.